Welcome to an evening of transformation with angels and energies. A new age of consciousness. An hour of uncompromising passion and truth. A time spent with one of the world's true lightworkers and a man that has fascinated the UK and Irish media. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome live at the forum, Mr. Lee David Carter.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say a big thank you for everybody that's turned up here tonight, and to say thank you for everybody that's supported me, friends, family, my agent, producers, and also to the lecturers and everybody around me that's helped me develop and become the person that I am now. To tell you a little bit about myself, the book is called The Bridge Home, which you can see from the screen. It took me 2 years to write this book, and I started on a degree course back in 2009. And when I started that course, I went through a massive transformation in my life. Now, all of a sudden, I was in this dark place, and then I spiritually awakened. While going through that transformation, I transformed from a woman, should I say, into a man. And I went through 5 major operations. And in going through those operations, I had this spiritual awakening. And it was angelic. I had some metaphysical experiences and some strange phenomena. And, all of a sudden I found that I wasn't a fragment of the universe anymore. I felt like I was the universe. I couldn't understand what was happening to me. And I thought I was going crazy, that I was alone. And, I've spoken to other people around the world and they've been going through the same thing. I had a calling and I was told that I was a light worker here. So then, going through all that, and I just saw the world differently and consciously felt like I was outside the box and looking in. And so we're now going to get on with the presentation, and we're going to start. And I hope that you'll find this quite intriguing, you'll find it fascinating, and you'll walk away thinking with a bit of an open mind. So first of all, we're going to start with the history of the angels. Okay, angels. Going back to Sumeria, 1500 BC, it states that they had this concept of, they believed in a ghost, like a 3D dimensionality, and that the human had wings. Okay, a messenger of God or an angelic forces. And then as you look onto Egypt, you can see the Queen Isis again. And then you have what they call the angel Ankhnum. And they had this concept again of a human with wings, going back to Egypt. So then go on to the next slide. And here we have Assyria and Babylonia. Okay, again with the winged creatures. The ancient Assyria and Babylonia, whereby the Sumerians were defeated by Babylonia. And then on the next one, you can see Persia. Okay, present day Iran. The next slide. The beliefs is superseded by Islam. Okay, and this goes back to 650 BC or 1500 BC. the light bringer, they call it, Costa Mithras. Angelic communication, which involved the 6 archangels. This is what they believed in back in the day to Persia. So then here we have the stone angel. Again, we've got the angel again depicted with the wings, the human. This is all across Asia, Tibet, to the east, Anatolia in Turkey, where excavations were made by archaeologists, and they found sites with human bones and skulls, and they believed in feathers, like the angelic communication, the sacrificing birds, and how they saw angels. So they've had this image again of the wings, and the angels are rooted in their shamanic cultures when you looked at the iconography on the walls. So here we have Greece. Again, you look at the angel, and you can see the Greek word angelos was the Hebrew word for malak, meaning messenger. This is between the human world and some other realm, or realms of existence. An intermediary, a concept of guardian angels. Each one of you is assigned one on the earth. One spirit guide, protector or helpmate. Throughout your one single human life, they are lords of light or divine gift. So now we'll move on to the next slide. Here again, you can see leading on now to Christianity, you've got the mythology of humans with flight, their ideology, as angels being depicted with a halo or a radiant circle of light with a symbolism of a disc, a spiritual character. Even the Catholics would say a prayer to the guardian angels, which is not discouraged. In Islam, are seen as beings of light or messenger of God, and in Buddhism, is seen as light again. In the Quran, it's also, although it is mentioned, they are seen as lower divine angels as jinns, or the malevolent ones. Well, the jinns are, they're what you call the ones now that are here ruling this earth. They're the jinns, or what you call the reptilians. And then, of course, you've got the higher ones, which are the benevolent ones. You see, in the universe, anything with a spirit or a soul is classed as an angel. This is the law of the universe. It goes throughout the universe. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next part. So, angels, the introduction of angels. Throughout history, angels have been depicted as beings of light. It's all over the world. It's in your religion, in every culture around in this world, on this planet. They've inspired poets, religious leaders, prophets. They're seen as human beings with wings. They're higher nature, they're joy, they're healthy, fulfillment, laughter. They're in your life to heal you, to guide you, redeem faith, broken trust, innocence. Instead of being unworthy, they replace with love. They are celestial beings, higher vibrations. They do not deal with karma or evolutionary issues on the earth. They are the stars and the heavens. They can be seen as being on the earth, not be seen as being on the earth plane, or not experienced the earth plane in human body. The lower dimension is the malevolent ones, which again comes back to the jinns, which they're called the fallen angels. Okay, and they are in a much darker place. They're not really of the light. You are all growing at different stages. Anything with a stone, as I said before, anything spiritual is an angel. So you're all angels, we're angels. Everything in the universe. Every soul has a beautiful spark of light. Anything spiritual is an angel. The body is a vessel. Okay? And guardian angels can also be seen as those that have crossed over your loved ones, those that have been assigned for the rest of your life. So as I said, the body is just a vessel. You are all here having a human experience as spiritual beings, because that is exactly what you are. All of you here are spiritual beings. There's no such thing as death. This law applies to the universe. Many of us have come here with a sense of not belonging here. The new age of consciousness that's going on now around the earth, there are many that have come here that are reincarnated souls, travellers through space and time as a foreigner from other worlds or planets, because that is what you are. I had a sense of wanting to go home, a sense that your old systems here lack integrity. While awakening consciously to these higher vibrations, there was no need for greed and selfishness. Since it's not about me, it's about us. Since all is connected, everything is connected, aware and consciousness is seeing things as they are. I dig past the reality bit. All this is negativity in the world. This is not the world, and this is not what the world is, and this is not what it wants. Which leads on to the next subject. Energy, Mother Earth, known as Gaia for eons, is a living being. She breathes and lives too. The universe is all one. God is inside all of you. Muhammad, Jesus, Buddha. What you call God is consciousness. It's everything that exists. Spirituality, it's not a religion, it's a science. It's many dimensions. The fourth dimension is the opening of the heart chakra. The new age. You see, what you call soul is consciousness. It is energy. So now we're going to move on to the chakras. If we go back to that, when you look at the screens now, you can see every one of you, the individual body has a set of energy wheels, which are called the chakras. This goes back for eons, thousands of years, right back to the ancients. It goes right back to China and India. Now, this light body is called the Merkaba, as the ancients call it. And if you look at the wheels, you can see there's a set of energy wheels. There's 7 wheels of energy, if you look at both screens. There's actually 12 wheels, but we've got 7 wheels here. Now, the first wheel, that's the root chakra. These wheels are energy. They are information centers. The first wheel, which is the root chakra, that's the red one. That's survival, okay? That wheel is all about health, healthy life, existence, survival. And then you have the second chakra, which is productive. That's the orange one. That's about productivity and creativity in the world. Then you have the third chakra, which is the solar plexus. That's the yellow chakra. And that's all about loyalty and tolerance, and it's about human relations with others. The fourth chakra is the heart chakra. And that's the path to love. It's about healing, being generous and compassion here on the earth. And then, of course, there's communication, which is the next chakra, which is the blue one. And this is about inspiration and speech and writing and intelligence. And then, of course, the next chakra is the all-seeing eye. And that's about direction and understanding. And the last chakra is the gland. And this chakra is to do with being at one with everything, which is direction in your life. While awakening, I was guided to these chakras. During these metaphysical experiences that I was having, and told by these beings that I'm a light worker here, and much more, guided messages and stuff, I was advised to meditate on these chakras as a way of gathering information. I've gone beyond fear. The earth has many dimensions, energy grids, portals and wormholes. And around the planet, this has been like this for eons. Many of us have come here during this time with great sparks of light, and many of us are past ETs. And God comes from source. Now, when I say ETs, as I said before earlier, I said to you, anything spiritual with a soul is an angel. That's the law of the universe. So, we're not alone in the universe, because there's been encounters with ETs on the earth for eons, thousands of years, and they've been here helping you with your ancient sites and your scripts and your buildings, right back to Egypt, and before that, right back to Atlantis. Okay, so we are ETs, because the universe is full of beings, spiritual beings, and they see us as ETs. So source comes from God, meaning the one, and all one is connected, it's what is. The pineal gland is connected with the higher capacity. Many of us have come here to help with the upliftment of the earth, consciousness. Doreen Virtue, now she's a world-famous author regarding angels. And this is what she says. In her latest book, she mentions those reincarnated here as extraterrestrial ETs, angels, or walk-ins, as you call it, recognised those of us here as being from other planets, all over the universe, or what you call star people. They're here to help as needed, set from different missions, and they find it hard to cope with being here. They can't seem to fit into any group here or the systems here. Coming from a place where dishonesty, tolerance, violence, it does not exist. It's rather love, a sense of not belonging and wanting to go home. Now, the earth is 3D, meaning third dimension. This is the lowest dimension in the universe. It's dense. There is a fourth and fifth dimension. 2012 was the new age. It wasn't the end of the world. It was something that the Mayans predicted. There's many planets in the universe that are on the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th dimension and even higher than that. Dimension is energy. I no longer felt, again, that I was a fragment of the universe anymore. I felt like I was the universe. Everything is connected. And Mother Earth, known as Gaia, back to the ancients, is a living being. Us, the Earth, the universe, everything is connected. So energy is a sacred knowledge of vibration. And I came to a realization during my awakening that I was in a matrix. I saw the world differently. I didn't see the world the way it was. So now we're going to talk about the earth chakras now. So if you look at the maps on the screen, and when you look at these maps, these are vortices around the earth. Now these vortices that you can see around the earth, they're connected to the individual body chakras. Every single one of you on the earth, the light Merkaba. As I mentioned before, these are dimensions, portals and grids around the planet. They carry certain energy flows. There's an electromagnetic field going around the earth. And these are grid points. And these are called the vortices. Immersing yourself in that energy field is your connection with these information centres and Mother Earth. Your strongest vortex is the Bermuda Triangle. If you look at the screen, you go down on the map, you can see the Bermuda Triangle there. This portal is another dimension. Now, I have to laugh about this. I remember as a child with my parents going to the pictures and watching the Philadelphia experiment. And this was at the Bermuda Triangle. This is back years ago. And we're talking about 20 years ago. And they did an experiment in the Bermuda Triangle, and the ship disappeared with all its crew. And they went away, and they didn't come back. Also, within the Bermuda Triangle, there's been planes and ships gone missing over the years, and they can't understand it, why they've gone missing. Okay, like I said, it's another dimension, but you're not ready to work that one out yet on the earth. You're not ready for that yet. Okay, so when you look at these vortices, in Hawaii, you have the heart chakra, and this is the mountain Haleakala. And then you have the head chakra, which I mentioned, the gland, which is the lilac chakra at the top. That's connected to the vortice in Tibet, which is Mount Tala. How you utilise these energy wheels and more in tune with yourselves is how it will be to get that earth vibration. And in order to be connected with these vibrations, you have to meditate. And it also connects you with your inner essence. Again, we come back to the soul and the spirit, because everything is consciousness, it's everything that exists. You are all powerful, infinite. You are what is and all whatever will be. So now we're going to move on to the next slide. Now, Einstein and consciousness. Okay. I just love this quote. Okay. This field, when you look at the quote, the field is the soul, governing particle. Okay, this is what it says. This field, this invincible force that cannot be seen, is everything around you. Everything is energy in the universe. The soul governing particle, which is matter. The character of matter is determined by that field. To heal your bodies, you must speak to that field. It's another language in the universe. It's a universal law.